Hey everyone, my name is Michael Mendis. I am the content director at Gospel in Gaming, and this is our gaming news video for March 2017. Now, the first of two topics I want to cover today talks about emulators. Now, for those of you who haven't heard of emulators or don't know what they are, an emulator is a piece of software that you can download onto your PC that basically acts as if it were a console, like a Nintendo Wii or a PlayStation 2. Typically something a little older, maybe way older, something like a Sega Genesis or one of the original Nintendo platforms. Something that you normally can't get on the regular market, something that isn't being made anymore. These emulators will allow you to run games, console games, that normally wouldn't run on your PC, provided that you can go and find the files of those games that someone has made and made available for download. Now, the interesting news about emulators this month is about one particular emulator, one that's really popular and really used for Nintendo Wii and Nintendo GameCube games. It's called the Dolphin emulator, and the people who made it have now figured out how to connect to the official Nintendo Wii shop, where you buy digital Wii games. This is really interesting because Nintendo adamantly opposes emulators. Emulators have been a source of debate over their legality for years now. And Nintendo has consistently come out on the side of emulators are bad, they promote piracy, we don't like them, we don't want people playing on them on any circumstances. You should be buying our official Nintendo consoles and playing games there. But now you can actually, via an emulator that Nintendo doesn't approve of, you can actually go and give Nintendo money for a Nintendo game, a Wii game. It's really interesting, and it just goes to show you how far you can go with technology when you really put your mind to it. There's an article that I'll link that talks about the process that it took for the creator of the emulator to figure out how to connect to it. It's really interesting. The second topic for today has to do with an article posted by CNN earlier this month talking about how the CIA actually uses games in the training of their staffers. What they'll do is they'll take concepts from card games like Pokemon or various board games, and then they'll create their own new games that simulate the types of things that a CIA staffer will have to navigate through on the job. So one of the examples they give in the article is they'll have a card game where someone will lay down a card and say, I'm getting intelligence from these photographs. But then someone else can play a card and say, I'm countering that because there's some tech failure or there's some red tape, some bureaucracy that's keeping you from gaining this intelligence. These are the kinds of situations that CIA staffers will face, and so the CIA is using these games to help their staffers figure out how to deal with these things. The article also talks about how VR is something that they're looking to incorporate in the coming years. And it's actually something that the military has been using for some time now. So it's really fascinating to see how games are being used outside of the traditional way that we think of them, of just recreation, sitting in front of your computer or at a table playing a board game or in front of your TV, kicking back and relaxing and spending time with friends, enjoying some recreation after a long day's work or whatnot. That about wraps it up. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to come back to Gospel in Gaming for more gaming news, and I'll see you next time.